I'd like to introduce Kaizen's own America's Manager for Electronics and Industrial, Mr. Fernando Reuda.
Good morning and welcome to today's sessions about rinsing metal finishing cleaning applications. The Cambridge Dictionary definition for rinsing is to use water to clean the soap or dirt from something. Obviously, water is not the only thing that we can use to rinse, but it is the main focus of our presentation today. Why rinse? The main objective is to eliminate contaminants from the surface of the part to avoid any detrimental effect in subsequent stages of the metal finishing process, or to isolate different stages in the cleaning process. It is an extremely critical portion of any metal finishing process. So rinsing completes the removal of cleaning agents and contaminants from the parts coming out different metal forming or metal working operations to get them ready for the next step in your manufacturing or assembly process, like machining, stamping, etc. Or it can also serve a purpose of preparation for coating. So get ready for painting also. Another purpose for rinsing is to get our parts completely clean before packaging for shipping or storage. As Don Gerard said, you are only as clean as your last rinse. So we also know that living residues left on parts can have different negative effects like water stains, corrosion, etc. These are chemical reactions that we want to prevent from happening, so consequently we rinse. We also rinse to avoid cross-contamination of baths after each cleaning or surface prep. This avoids shortening the bath life and reduces waste. Reduction of waste generated saves money, lessens the risk for employee exposure, and it is friendlier for the environment. When we don't need to isolate stages, one of the best ways to rinse is with counterflow or cascade rinsing. Counterflow rinsing introduces fresh water into the last rinse. This water cascades back to the second rinse tank and then to the first rinse tank in a direction opposite to the movement of the parts. The benefit is that the cleanest water contacts and conditions the most thoroughly rinsed parts. And the most contaminated water, which would be in rinse one, contacts and conditions non-rinsed parts coming out of the wash. So 2 rinses are better than 1, and 3 rinses are better than 2. So if rinsing time in a double counterflow is effective than the same time spent on a single rinse, right? And rinsing efficiency in a double counterflow rinse improves by 10 to 20 times while reducing water consumption up to 50%. If the rinsing time on a triple counterflow is more effective than a double counterflow too. Overall rinsing efficiency improves by 30-40 times while reducing water consumption up to 80%. This reduction of water consumption and waste also makes your process much more environmentally friendly. So there is a variety of equipment options that include rinsing as part of the cleaning process. Choosing the right equipment would depend on the requirements you are trying to meet, production volume or throughput, type of parts, etc. Now, you have all types of equipment from inline conveyors to ultrasonic immersion systems, etc. Rinsing comes with some potential issues. Rinse water quality, if the water is hard, very hard, can leave spotting or staining on surfaces. Equipment, we need to make sure that the equipment is capable of completing that rinse process. That mechanical energy that the equipment provides is critical to the performance of the rinsing process. Part design also plays a factor and could be an issue if the parts design is too convoluted too many blind holes, it can make the rinsing process more difficult. And we cannot forget the cleaning agent properties. Right? We need to make sure that the cleaning agent is soluble with water or any rinsing agent that we are using. How do we verify that we are rinsing properly and clean properly? There is a variety of testing methods we can use. Some common ones are visual inspection, white cloth, the tape test, especially on painting operations, black light, fluorescence, etc. But a simple one that is very common is the dime test. You have this test available in pens or marker type products, very simple and with a predetermined surface tension. It's a very simple test to do. They're also available in bottles that you can apply the liquid with a cotton swab. So eventually, we're going to have to discharge or dispose of the wastewater. So do we need permits? Absolutely. You need to make sure that you comply with all the local regulations and obtain the proper permits. This is an example of requirements by a local water authority, requirements that you need to meet. And if you don't meet these requirements, you may be able still to get the permit, but you may have to pay extra. So just make sure that you consult your local authority. To help you meet these requirements or to reduce the wastewater that you are producing, there are different methods like organoclay absorption that will remove several components like emulsified oils, heavy metals, etc. And that will make it easier to comply with requirements to obtain permits. Or you can use evaporators to reduce the amount of waste that you're disposing. All these can make your waste, your process, the waste that the process generates, much more environmentally friendly. And this is key because we want to avoid events like this one in 1969. In conclusion, we need to make sure the water we use is not too gritty or dirty because it will leave some residues on your finish. It can also stain or corrode the surface of your parts. And you also need to make sure that you are able to remove the cleaning solution, as it can also stain or damage the finish of the part. And multiple rinses are always better, especially if you have a counterflow or cascade rinse. And again, the most important final conclusion is that rinsing is very critical. It's a key component of cleaning. Be sure to rinse completely. Thank you very much. And I will let Cassie continue.
Thank you, Fernando. If you'd like to discuss this topic further, please contact your local Kaizen regional manager or send an email to tech@kaizen.com, and we will have someone schedule a follow-up with you as soon as possible. Again, we thank you all for taking time to join us today, and we hope to see you again soon. Stay safe, stay healthy, and have a wonderful day.